Welcome to Sierra 480. I am Sierra. When you are doing content creation, sometimes things go wrong. And in this case, I updated my graphics drivers and, well, it decided it no longer wanted to recognize my microphone. Yay! And when you record episodes back to back, well, I ended up recording episode 12 and 13 with no sound from my mic at all. So what I am going to do here is just give you a rundown of what happened in those episodes, and we will continue on from there. So I think initially I was showing you that our baby horse has fully been tamed and is now a grown-up. I believe I also learned that they have levels and you can apply points so they can level up. We continue on and extend the front porch. So that is what we're doing here. And here I am showing I built a balcony and I put the rainwater collector out there on the balcony. We moved the kitchen up there and we're able to access it from inside the kitchen, which I believe is what I'm showing you here, because we can access it from that window. Now here we unlock the water pump. And we decide to place the water pump under the bridge. So that's what we're doing here. And we get the water lines. We're trying to figure out how to connect it. We finally figure it out and realize you need to stop it at a certain point and secure it to the ground. Now, I'm wanting to make it so that it's not super intrusive. So I'm trying to get it as close to the building so that the lines show as little as possible. No one wants a bunch of ugly lines out there in the open, right? But we do want to get our plants watered. It takes quite a bit of finagling. I had to fight with it a lot to get it to work because the one in the corner just did not want to work. But eventually we did get it. And here is our garden. Now, when I looked at the specs for this, I noticed that you get the bonuses and things when you have it watered. And that's what I'm showing here. I believe I'm also talking about the plant fatigue. Next, we move into the water purifier. And we proceed to make it. And here you see us placing it down. And I'm very excited. But we discover that we need to add the water line to it. So we go outside and add a water line. Now here is where I finally figure out how to make hot cocoa. I was trying to do it with my canteen and that wasn't working. And then I finally realized I needed to fill the thermos. So here I went and filled the thermos in our new water pump or water filter and then brought it upstairs and finally managed to make it. Yay! We continue on with placing a deep mining machine at our platinum source that we found at the very beginning of the frozen zone. And that's what we're doing right here. And we also make a house for it. Just like we did with our gold one, we're placing walls and floors and ceiling. Which I later find out was not necessarily a good thing in the frozen zone because the ceiling and the floor did end up collapsing from the snow. However, the walls were still up. And I just decided to leave it like that. But that's what we're doing here. In addition, I had done a lost mission and they had a beacon. So I kept the beacon. Well, I completed the mission, but then took the beacon back. And I placed that at the platinum deep mine. So that way it was easier to find later and provided a marker on the map. And that's what you see here. And that's pretty much the extent of the major things that happen in episode 12 that I have recorded. So now we will go into a quick synopsis of episode 13. In episode 13, we start off by going to our platinum deep mine. I proceed to get killed by a polar bear and have to make the trek back, but eventually I do get here. And I believe this is when I discovered that the roof collapsed. Oh, but the floor is still there. Okay. But yeah, that's when I realized the snow collapsed the roof. So I get the resources, decide I'm not going to worry about the roof, and then head home. We move into making a fabricator. So that's what we're doing here is we're making a fabricator and then we're going to place it. And we realize after we place it that it actually replaces this particular bench, the machining bench. So I say to you guys that I will move everything around later. But we place our fabricator bench. And this is where I figure it out. We then unlock the electrical wires and make them. The next big item that we unlock and make is the water wheel. Now, this ended up being premature because I didn't actually have anything that required electricity, but I made it anyways. And I'm enjoying it. So it's all good. And here we are placing our water wheel. Now I wanted to get it as close to shore as I could, I believe. And that's what I was doing here. And I was excited. But we didn't hook up any electrical wires to it because we have nothing that uses electricity yet. So I decided I was going to wait until then so we could decide where and how we want to run the wires. While making all of this stuff, especially with all those electronics, I realized I desperately needed a deep mining vein for copper. So I had been running all around trying to find it, and I could not find any. So we unlocked the scanner, and that's what we are making right here. And here we are, super excited to try out our scanner for the first time. In trying to figure out how exactly it worked. We spent a lot of time running around to different caves looking for the veins that we did see, but none of them ended up being copper. So it was just a lot of running around, checking things out. In the end, I decided that I would look for the veins off camera because it was taking up way too much time. I did end up setting another deep vein mining thing here on this gold. I forgot I even did that until I watched the video back, so I'm kind of glad I did. So yeah, we went ahead and did that, so now we have two. We're never going to run out of gold. Oh, we also did not build a house around this. It's in a mine, so it's not going to be affected by weather. Here we unlocked the recurve bow, and I start to put together the components for it or something, but in the end, I realized how long the video was and decided to go ahead and end it there and would finish making it when we returned in the next episode. So now you are completely caught up to where I am in terms of recording. Of course, by the time you see this, I will be several episodes ahead, but at least you now know what you missed in those 2 episodes. If you liked what you saw, please make sure to like and subscribe. And I hope to see you again next episode. Until I see you again, take care of yourself and take care of others.